Welcome back to another Far East Wargaming Battle Report. After a slight hiatus for a few weeks, we're actually glad to bring you a new one. And once again on the channel, we have Matt and his beautiful Night Lords. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thank you for having me as always. It's great to be back on the channel. The last game we played was a Zone Mortalis game, and I'm quite looking forward to the new game we're having now.
It is, and we got something special for you today. We have Primarch on Primarch action. We've got the Alpha Legion facing the Night Lords. So Alpharius and Curze are going to go at it. We've rolled it up and we're doing a Blood Feud mission. We're playing 3,000 points, and it's Vanguard Strike deployment. Did Horus send Curze to bring Alpharius to heal, or did he send Alpharius to bring Curze to heal? What do you think?
Tune in to find out. I believe, knowing Curze and the Night Lords, we are renegades true and true. Straying away from the Warmasters plan, abandoning almost all sense of logistics starting in the Farmers Crusade, the Alpha Legion coming back in to bring us back into the fold.
We'll see what happens. I have not played Alpharius. I think I've played him one time ever, so please bear with us as we actually have some new rules interactions. We're actually doing the format today as well. We're not going to do the 30K in 30 minutes. We're going to actually bring you more of the action, more of the rules. Again, we're listening to your feedback. However, you will also see more of the mistakes. But hey, that's okay. We want to be very transparent and authentic on this. So we'll be back in just a moment for the Army Showcase, and good luck, sir.
Pleasure's all mine.
Here we have 3,000 points of Traitor Alpha Legion running the Headhunter Leviathan Rite of War. At the head of this force is the Primarch Alpharius. He is accompanied by a 5-man Cataphracti command squad. 3, including the Standard Bearer, are wielding Thunder Hammers. The other 2 are wielding Power Axes, and all have been upgraded with Volkite Chargers. For the second HQ, we have a Vigilator Centurion, who has been upgraded with a Nemesis Bolter, Melter Bombs, Power Dagger, Venom Spears, and a Power Axe. For elites, we start with a 2-strong Apothecarian detachment. Both are wearing power armor and wielding chainsword and bolt pistol. The second elite's choice is a single Contemptor Dreadnought with Gravis Power Fist and inbuilt Melter Gun, and carries Assault Cannon. For troops, we start with a 10-strong Headhunter kill team. 9 have been upgraded with Combi Plasma Guns, 1 has been upgraded with a Multi-Melter, and the Headhunter Prime is wearing Artificer armor. The second troop slot is a 5-strong Reconnaissance squad. They have all been upgraded with Nemesis Bolters, and 1 of the Legionnaires has been upgraded with an Augury Scanner. Next up, we have a 10-man tactical squad. 1 has been upgraded with a Legion Vexilla. The Sergeant has been upgraded with Artificer armor, a Combi Plasma Gun, and a Power Dagger and Power Fist. The fourth troop selection is a 15-man tactical squad. 1 of the Legionnaires has been upgraded with a Legion Vexilla. The Sergeant for this squad has been upgraded with Artificer armor, Combi Plasma Gun, Power Dagger, and Power Fist. For fast attack, we start with another 10-man Headhunter kill team. 9 have been upgraded with Combi Melter Guns, 1 has been upgraded with a Multi-Melter, and the Headhunter Prime is wearing Artificer armor and has been upgraded with a Power Fist. The second fast attack is a 2-strong Javelin Squadron. They are both equipped with Cyclone missile launchers and pintle-mounted multi-melters, as well as 2 Hunter-Killer missiles each. The third fast attack is a 3-strong Sky Hunter Squadron. All have been upgraded with plasma cannons, and the Sky Hunter Sergeant has been upgraded with artificer armor and a power dagger. For heavy support, and the last unit for this force is a 10 strong heavy support squad, all upgraded with las cannons. The sergeant has been upgraded with artificer armor, and one legionnaire has been upgraded with an augury scanner, and the final one has been upgraded with a legion vexilla. This rounds off 3,000 points of Traitor Alpha Legion running the Headhunter Leviathan Rite of War, led by their Primarch Alpharius. Here we have 3,000 points of Traitor Night Lords running the Terror Assault Rite of War. At the head of this force is their Primarch Konrad Curze. For HQ, we have a Legion Praetor upgraded with Artificer Armor, a Paragon Blade, and Volkite Serpenta, wearing a Warhawk Jump Pack. Accompanying him as his retinue is a 9-strong command squad, all upgraded with Warhawk Jump Packs. 3 have been upgraded with twin lightning claws, 2 have been upgraded with power fists and combat shields, and 4 are wielding power weapons and combat shields. The second HQ is a librarian centurion who is wielding biomancy as his psychic discipline. He is wearing artificer armor and warhawk jump pack, and he's exchanged his bolt pistol for a force staff. For elites, we have a 2-strong apothecarian detachment, both wearing power armor and warhawk jump packs and wielding bolt pistol and chainswords. The second elite's choice is a 2-strong Contemptor Dreadnought Talon. The first is upgraded with a conversion beam cannon and Gravis Power Fist with inbuilt combi bolter. The second is using a Gravis Melter Cannon with Gravis Power Fist with inbuilt Melter Gun. For troops, we start with a 15-strong Assault Squad. The Sergeant has been upgraded with Artificer Armor and Twin Lightning Claws. 3 of the Legionnaires have been upgraded with Power Swords. The second troop slot is another 15-strong Assault Squad. Once again, the Sergeant has been upgraded with Artificer Armor and Twin Lightning Claws. 3 of these Legionnaires have been upgraded with Power Axes. The third troop slot is a 8-strong Night Raptors squad. The Huntsmaster has been upgraded with Artificer Armor and a pair of Lightning Claws. 3 of the Night Raptors have also been upgraded with a pair of Lightning Claws. And 4 of the Night Raptors have been upgraded with Chain Glaives. For fast attack, we have a 2-strong Javelin Squadron. Both land speeders are using sponson mounted las cannons and pintle mounted heavy bolter. The second fast attack and last unit for this force is a 6-strong Sky Hunter Squadron. All have been upgraded with multi-melters. The Sergeant has been upgraded with Artificer Armor and a Lightning Claw, and 1 of the Sky Hunters has been upgraded with a Legion of Vexilla. This rounds off 3,000 points of Traitor Night Lords running the Terror Assault Rite of War, led by their Primarch Konrad Curze. And here we have the terrain for today's game. We're on a snowy outcropping again, and we'll be seeing the Alpha Legion and the Night Lords go at it in a blood feud match. We've given enough line of sight blocking that there's not too much, and I believe the deployment is diagonal, so it should be interesting to see how the two armies face off with a lot of infiltration and deep striking shenanigans from both sides.
Deployment for the Alpha Legion, and because it's the Alpha Legion, there's lots of shenanigans, of course, which meant most of my army actually infiltrated. So the only things that didn't infiltrate that started on the board were the Sky Hunters, who are here in the middle. Because Matt is playing Terror Assault, it is night fighting, which means I need to be able to get within 24 inches to actually shoot these guys. Next to them is the Javelins. I elected to put both of these units on the board because Matt is not running a lot of vehicles, so I don't really need to deep strike too much. And then, of course, the 10-man las cannon squad is hiding up here in the ruins to take advantage of the line of sight, as well as to get some cover saves. A little bit of a risky move bunching up like that, since Matt does have a Contemptor with a conversion beamer, but it is what it is. I want the juicy 5-up cover save. And then let's get into the infiltration. So Alpharius and his command squad have it by default because of Alpharius' infiltrate rule. They've elected to set up over here opposite of Curze, because it is thematic and that's the guy that we want to go kill, so we're not going to go run and hide from that. The headhunters in the middle with the combi meltas are infiltrating relatively close and dangerous to Curze and his unit as well, because I want to be able to pop off those combi meltas at turn 1, since I did get the first turn, hopefully of no Cs. Then, thanks to Alpharius' special rules, I granted other units infiltrate, so you have 2 tac squads hanging out here. We've got the big one in the rocks to get some cover. We've got the smaller one in the front. The thinking is I want as much of my army to be able to jump out and shoot on turn 1 as possible before the inevitable pain train of jump packs and close combat comes in. Up here on the big hill, we infiltrated the recon squad with the Vigilator. So they've elected again to take advantage of this high level, so for line of sight, as well as getting the juicy cover save there. And then finally, the last 2 units which were infiltrated, we have the other Headhunter squad who've infiltrated with their combi plasmas, hopefully in an attempt to erase one of those Contemptors right from the very start. And then the Contemptor brother is backing them up over here as well to hopefully support them in the event that things just go bad. So very aggressive deployment from the Alpha Legion. Again, if I get seized on, it's not going to be good, but it is what it is. We're here to kill Curze, and let's make it happen.
So for the Night Lord's deployment phase, a lot of it is very reactionary. Starting off on the far left, we have 2 javelins hiding using the center terrain to protect ourselves from the las cannons, which Jason has mounted up on a very good vantage point, but unfortunately leaves us heavily exposed to Jason's infiltration team. But we're just going to have to sit through that and pray that my cover saves and dice survive. Moving just next to that, we have Konrad Curze attached to a unit of 15 Assault Marines, also with the same philosophy of, as Night Lords are, cowards, hiding away from the las cannons, but leaving ourselves exposed to Jason's infiltrate. Running in that unit, we have 3 Power Swords and 2 Lightning Claws, so hopefully a bit of AP3 munching will come through that, but we'll find out later in the video. Right next to them is my 2nd Assault Squad with a Librarian that will be a Biomancy Librarian to help buff those power axes in the unit, hoping to potentially wipe either Jason's Contemptor or steamroll through his infiltrated Headhunter squad. And topping out what's deployed on the board so far is a Talon of 2 Dreadnoughts. One of them has a Conversion Beamer and a base Power Fist with an inbuilt Combi Bolter. Supporting him is his little melee brother with 2 Power Fists and Melter Cannons inside those fists. In my Deep Strike, however, will be 1 unit of 8 Night Raptors. Let's hope to try put them somewhere behind Jason's horde of infantry on my flank, hoping to get a few good charges off. Along with that, we also have a accompanying unit of 6 Sky Hunters, all armed with multi-melters. Have yet to decide what they're going to do. Let's find out. And finally, my Praetor with his 9-man command squad, all sitting in Deep Strike.
As always, we start our bat rep with the obligatory fist bump. Good luck, sir.
Pleasure's all mine.
I'm playing very risky and aggressive with the AL. We have a critical seize, so Matt, you want to roll that for us?
Oh, let's hope your scopes work first.
Let's see what happens.
Ooh.
It's a 2. We'll come back with the Alpha Legion turn 1 in just a moment. Movement for the Alpha Legion. Of course, we've played very aggressive with an aggressive deployment. Thank God I didn't get seized on, or this could have gone really bad. But we went ahead and at the beginning of the turn elected to activate precision strikes, everything from Alpharius, because we need to really punch hard at the very beginning, because there's going to be a lot of deep strike pain train that's going to be coming. So starting on my right flank, we moved up the headhunters with the combi plaz, making sure to get in rapid fire range of one of the contemptor targets. Backing them up is the other contemptor in case he needs his carries to help polish off a wound or two. In the center, the javelins and the jet bikes both came around this corner in the middle to get line of sight. Because of night fight, I need to be within 24 inches of both these units. So they could really only go after one unit, and that was the librarian and his assault squad, unless I wanted to get on the rocks, which I decided not to do for this turn. Then coming to the middle, this is where the aggression is definitely on display. So the combi Melta headhunter squad came around that silo, making sure to put themselves within range of Konrad and his unit. The tax squad right next to them moved up, also putting themselves within range of that unit. I need as much stuff shooting since Curze can tank a lot of wounds, and then you have Apothecary, you have all this stuff. So I need to maximize my firepower there. The other tax squad in the rocks just did a little bit of shuffling because there was really no need. They couldn't get within rapid fire range of most anything, so they might as well just stay there and reposition everybody for line of sight. Alpharius and his command squad bodyguard, they did move up and towards the middle just a little bit. We want to again put ourselves in a place to do a charge when Curze inevitably comes crashing into whatever I put in front of him. And that was it for moving for the Alpha Legion. I have no deep strike, so again, playing very aggressive. Let's see what happens with that ultra-aggressive Alpha Strike in turn 1 shooting. Starting off the shooting for the Alpha Legion, we checked off camera about line of sight and range. I'm going to go ahead and fire my las cannons into the javelins. I do have 5 las cannons that can see the front javelin and are in range. The other las cannons can draw line of sight to the back javelin, thanks to the augury scanner, but we cannot actually reach it due to the range. So 5 shots, Matt, going at your javelin. You're going to do any react? Well, you can react after I roll. Yep. So let's see what happens. Night fight hitting on 4s. And re-rolling 1s because we did preferred enemy, not precision strikes. Preferred enemy's Alpharius ability at the beginning of the turn. So nope, still a miss, so that's 3 hits. And then these are las cannons at strength 9, needing 2s to wound. There's going to be 3 wounds on your front javelin, sir. Are you evading?
Oh, I'm not choosing for this. I'm saving that for the big man, Konrad himself.
Okay, then no saves on this because it's AP2. So just 3 wounds on your front jav.
Takes me down to 1.
Yep. Next up, we're going to go with the recons and the vigilator who is attached to him. We're going to shoot that into those javelins as well.
Ooh. A bit of a blood feud with those javelins, don't you?
Yes, I'm not going after Curze, believe it or not, because I want to get rid of the things that can instant kill Alpharius and his unit. All right, would you do the 5 recons here? So again, hitting on 4s. No preferred enemy, so that's 3 hits. Strength 5 wounding on 5s, but because of the sniper, this will be rending. Looks like we got 1 through, so we did do 1 wound, and I think that'll take out your first javelin.
That should indeed.
And I do need to now roll the vigilator, who's hitting on a 3. That does hit. And again, seeing if this wounds. 4, it does not. So just the 1 remaining wound that had taken out that javelin. So not a bad start. We got rid of 1 jav.
1 down, 1 to go.
Okay, coming over here to the middle, we're going to go ahead and fire the jet bikes into the squad with the chaplain and the assault squad. So again, I pre-measured and pre-checked the range before, so I only have 2 bikes that can actually draw line of sight.
I will not be choosing to shroud or do any reactions with this unit. They're
Okay.
going to take it like the man they are.
No problem. So first up, for those plasma cannons, let's roll to see if they get hot. Nope, they don't. And so here is the first one. So we're going to go ahead and put that like this. Let me just grab my scatter dice, so we're going to put it just like that. And again, -1 for ballistic skill. It's on target, so that should be 3.
Yep.
And the second one is going to be in the same spot. That is going to just move 1 inch further that way. You think I still get 3? 3 as well. Okay. So that's 6 total wounds, or rolls to wound. Wounding on a 2, but let's see if we breach on the 4 up. And we have
Juicy amount of breaches.
3 breaches and 3 normal saves, sir.
So those will be 3 ups for the regular man.
Okay. So 1.
1 goes through, 1 takes a very hot blast of plasma to the face, and I will decide to tank on my sergeant those 3 breaches.
Well, those are going to be
AP2,
Yes.
so 3 go down.
Yeah, so for your well, you still have your apothecary. Do you have apothecary in that unit?
I do indeed.
Okay, so what you owe then is 4 feel no pains. 1 for the failed save and 3 for the breach.
Let's roll them one at a time, shall we?
Okay, pass.
Ooh.
Fail.
Fail.
And 1 more. Fail. Okay, so 3 total casualties there out of the unit from the plasma cannons.
4. Failed 1.
No, it's 3, trust me. And actually, I can only kill what I can see. So actually, it's going to need to come out of this area right around through here.
Unfortunate, that messes with my charge.
Yep, a little bit, but we'll see. You still have plenty of distance with those packs. All right, next up is going to be the javelins. And the javelins are going to go ahead and we're going to pick on Curze's unit. And we are in range. I am not firing the hunter killers at this moment.
I will choose not to react to those units just yet.
Okay. So here's the 4 twin link cyclone missile launchers. Okay, and we get to reroll the fails, hitting on 4s due to night fight. That's going to be 3 hits. And these are the rolls to wound. So that's going to be 3 wounds so far at AP3, but let's go ahead and wait for the result. Now the multi-meltas, 2 of them. Re-rolling thanks to twin links. It's going to be 1 hit, and then we're going to roll the wound on that. Preferred enemy though, thankfully. So yes, so you've got 1 wound at AP1, strength 9, and then you've got 3 at AP3. So none of this will allow you to do any feel no pains. But
However,
you can elect how you want to tank this.
Oh, I will sacrifice those AP3s onto my sergeant. Let him earn back his artificer armor.
Okay, 1 at a time. Pass. 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 That's exactly why I wasn't firing the hunter killers. And now what would you like to do on the multi-melta?
For the multi-melta, I think I'll just take it like a champ.
Okay, so then 1 assault squad member goes down. And remember, I can only kill what's in range. There you go. All right, so now we move on to the more exciting stuff. Let's come over here to this headhunter squad. I'm electing to fire absolutely everything into your conversion beam contemptor.
How punishing.
Would you like to react to this?
I won't take the bait yet.
Okay. All right, so here's the meltas, parts of the combi melta. Okay, so that's going to be 10 shots, hitting normally on 2s, but night fight is 3s, and so then we also have preferred enemy. Okay, take out those 2s because those are just straight up misses. Ooh, a lot of 2s. Thankfully for the 1s to reroll. Okay, that's 4 hits with the meltas. And these are wounding on 3s. And again, preferred enemy. So far that's 4 invulns. And now let's get into the bolter part of the combi bolter. So this is going to be 20 shots. This is 19 dice. I'll just throw in 1 extra for speed. So again, hitting on 3s with preferred enemy. So let's pull those 2s out. Lots of 2s, but lots of 1s to reroll. Okay, so that's the net result. This many hits. And then all of this needs 6s, but preferred enemy. Ooh, we did get a few 6s to start, so there's 4. And then these are the preferred enemy rerolls. All right, so you had a total of 5 normal saves, 4 invulns, sir.
All right, well, I think that might as well get the invulns out of the way. Wouldn't you agree?
Okay.
Let's do it 1 at a time.
Well, roll them all, just for speed. There we go, so 3 fails, 1 pass.
And time for the 5 regular saves. Let's hope that his armor makes its points back.
And one more, so 4 total wounds.
Not that bad. Could have gone worse.
Actually, very good. I need to kill that guy, so now we're going to have no choice but to put the Contemptor's carries into him. And this is going to be 6 shots out of the carries. The melta gun in the fist is out of range, so I can't actually shoot that. So hitting on 2s goes to 3s, and then re-rolling for preferred enemy, any 1s. Well, everything hits.
No love lost between the two former cousins.
Yes, this cousin wants to kill that cousin because I don't want to eat that 72-inch conversion beamer. Let's see what happens. This is to wound. Needing 5s, again with preferred enemy. 6 is rend. So there's 1 rend. And there's 2 normal saves, no 1s to reroll.
I'll take the rend first.
Okay. Takes a wound, down to 4.
Ooh,
5.
another wound.
Yes. Actually, I think he died because didn't I do 3 runs? Nope. One normal, and you just took 2 more, so that's 6.
1 wound left.
He's a 6-wound model.
He's a 6-wound model.
He does go.
Yeah, so we need to roll for the explosion. See if he wounds your brother. Yes, he potentially could. Strength 8. No wound. So just the Contemptor gone. Coming over here to the middle and all of this firepower hopefully to whittle down. I don't think I can kill Curze, but we certainly want to whittle that unit down. So we'll do the 15-man attack squad in the rocks over here. Nobody was in rapid fire range, so this is just 15 shots. Hitting on 4s, and once again, preferred enemy thanks to Alpharius, so re-rolling any 1s. Okay, so let's take the 2s and 3s out first, and again, there's a lot of them. And then here's the 1s for a re-roll. Whoops, sorry. I hit the camera with my hand, excuse me there. So that many hits, and now these are to wound on the majority toughness, so wounding on 4s, re-rolling 1s. So we'll take out, again, the 2s and 3s, and then here's a 1. Okay, 5 total wounds there, sir, as allocated as you see fit.
Well, in this case, I don't believe it's worth tanking it on the sergeant just yet. I can save him for a bit more juicier hits.
Okay.
So for now, it will just be all on the regular guys. So
right.
3 ups.
Yep. And then you passed them all, so feel no pain, not needed, excuse me. Good job, good job.
I guess our artificer actually did his job this time.
Indeed. So next up will be the other tack squad of 10. There is going to be a few guys that are going to be in rapid fire. So it looks like just the front row. Maybe not even that guy. So we'll call that guy out just because I can't see from that angle. So 3 guys in rapid fire will be 6 shots. And then 7 guys who are not. Okay, so here we go. And this is, again, hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. 2s and 3s come out. That night fight is really helping you. That's a lot of 3s that otherwise would have been potentially hitting.
And yet I thought Alpha Legion were marksmen.
I thought so too, but it's been a rough go. So that many hits. And then now 4s to wound again with 4 re-rolling 1s. And there's more 3s, lots of 3s. Okay, 2 wounds, sir. Allocated as you see fit.
Same as last time, I don't think it's worth risking the sergeant's life just for merely 2 bolter wounds. I say that and watch me jinx myself.
Okay, 1.
1 goes down.
Yeah, you do have a feeling of pain from the apothecary.
That is true. Let's see if my words bite me back. They do.
Yeah, so 1 does go down, whichever you choose in range. There you go. All right, now this is the money shot. This is what I really need to work. I have the headhunters that came around. They're going to fire off their combi meltas.
We will shroud, though. Those meltas do sting.
Okay, all right, so here we go. 9 shots of meltas, because I do have a multi-melta, just like I had a multi-melta in the plasma squad. I mistakenly rolled it as plasma, but at the end of it didn't kill that unit, so very sorry for that mistake. So here's the 9 meltas of the combi melta, hitting on 3s this time, re-rolling 1s. So let's pull out the 2, and then re-roll the 1s. Okay, so this many hits. And then here's the multi-melta, re-rolling for twin linked. And that's not going to hit. So this is 7, wounding you on 2s, re-rolling 1s. Let's get a re-roll on that. No, so that's going to be 6 invulns or shrouds so far. And then we still have the bolter part of the combi bolter. So this is going to be 9 times 2, which is going to be 18. So we are in rapid fire range. And then I have an apothecary's bolt pistol, but I don't think he's in range, so I'm not going to do that. I can't see from this angle. So hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s.
Apothecary's definitely out.
He's definitely out. All right, and then here's all the ones once again. So that ability of Alpharius is really coming in handy. Okay, that many hits, not bad, not bad. Wounding on 4s, rerolling 1s. Okay, ooh, that was pretty decent. And then reroll those. Okay, so that is going to be 3, 6, 9, so 10 bolters. And how many invulns did I tell you?
That would be 6.
Okay, so which one do you want to take first?
I'd say let's roll the invulns first. There's a high chance you wipe quite a few guys out with that.
So are you going to elect just to shroud these on normal guys? Is that correct?
I will, yes.
Okay, all right. So 5 ups. You can pick that up. That was a drop.
Thank you. Ooh, only 1 model saved.
Okay, so
5
that's
bites the dust.
5 so far. And then you have 10 bolters. Now remember,
So-
you can also allocate some of this to Curze. So if you wanted to allocate these to Curze and save normal dudes, you can.
Ooh, but what I will do instead is tank these on the Sergeant. He's got Artificer Armor. Let's start having that pay its due.
Yes, and we cap at 4 because we're using the SN rules using initiative. Okay,
That's a bit cocked.
Yeah, that's 4 saves.
okay. And then you've got 6 other saves. How do you want to allocate these? On regular dudes? once
Regular
again?
men, regular men.
All right, 3 ups. Oh, pretty good.
1.
Feeling the pain, or shroud, excuse me. Either one.
Ooh,
It's
bites
going to
the
be
dust.
6 total casualties.
Could have been worse. Could have been a lot more worse.
Could have. That's going to help me out a lot. But Curze is still a pain train, and that unit is still going to be a lot to deal with.
That is still 25% though, right?
It is, but
So
it's a
it should be a
Primarch.
leadership.
It's a Primarch.
Yeah, it's a Primarch. So let me just check the range here to see if we're in range with the Volkites, and we are not. So that is going to be all of my shooting, sir. You do owe me 2 checks. I didn't kill enough in the Librarian's unit to force a check. I did kill 1 Javelin, so if you want to roll that leadership check for me. They have night vision?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
And he's
That's
a coward.
That's a fail. That's a 3d6 straight to your table edge, sir.
So he's probably off the board.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I guess he has a better appointment to have then.
I guess he thought discretion is the better part of valor. Is there any other modifiers? No. So it's
no
just
next
Curze.
solicit.
Yep. All right. So Curze's unit. You want to roll that? Should be a stubborn 10. Yeah, they're fine. All right. So that sums it up. I'm obviously not going to have any assaults because the infiltrate I cannot assault. Yeah, not bad. Could have been better. We did kill a Contemptor. We did get rid of the Javelins, and we did whittle Curze's unit down to a more manageable size. But that's still more than enough to go absolutely murder anything he chooses to do so. So we'll be back with Night Lords in just a moment. So just one quick correction we wanted to make. We had said that Primarchs take leadership checks. They do not. So sorry for that mistake. We don't play a lot of Primarchs here, so this stuff kind of happens. And since you're getting the full version of this video, you get to see them. You get to see how the sausage is made. So we almost made a mistake on that. So apologies. Matt, your movement?
All right, moving into the very, very in-depth, with a lot of models to move, Night Lord's movement phase. It appears I misplaced half my army, but starting where the camera is, we've got Curze moving 8 inches up only. He is hampering the Assault Marines, however they did choose to activate their jump packs, but only moved 8 inches. Towards Jason's Headhunters, after all, we're a bit of an emotional bunch of almost emo vampires. We do want a bit of spite to kick back at the shooting we suffered earlier. Planning on charging that later? Maybe not, who knows?
Yes, and I actually elected to react there. So I declared at the beginning of the turn I have 2 movement phase reactions for specifically this purpose. So I moved back the smaller tactical squad, and the thinking there is that I don't want to open myself up to a multi-charge. So now that's made that a much more difficult proposition there.
We do accept the sacrificial lamb without thinking too deep into it. Moving on to my next Assault Marine unit, which does have the Librarian in. They have also chosen to activate their jump packs and move the full 12 inches, hoping to pull off a charge against Jason's Headhunters.
Yes, and I used my second movement phase reaction to put as much distance as possible there. It's a little bit over a 7-inch charge, but with the bonus from the jump packs, it's still quite manageable, but I'm going to at least make you think about it.
And finally, we've got the vengeful brother of my fallen dreadnought choosing to avenge what has I deemed as a wrongful termination so early into the game, has decided to move forward, potentially to get a charge off, maybe a couple cheeky shots at either Jason's dreadnought or his headhunters.
Nothing I can do about that.
So, moving into the Night Lord shooting phase, I have chosen not to fire my bolt pistols from Konrad Curze's assault squad into the headhunters under the fear that Jason will return with a vengeance, a wrath of bolter fire.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice. I mean, Curze has some nasty shooting, but you're right. You could possibly lose another couple guys, or you could lose a couple wounds off of Curze, and I think that squad's going to blender the headhunters anyhow, so the pistols are probably not worth it.
Yeah, also we forgot the headhunters have precision shots, so he could allocate them how he likes.
Correct, and I should have actually allocated in my shooting phase, but it still worked out, so it is what it is.
Moving on to my next assault squad, again, a lot of choices and units to move through here. I've elected, under the same thought process, not to fire into either the Contemptor, mostly due to range, or the Headhunter squad under the fear of reprisal. I don't think that the bolt pistols are worth the return fire.
Yeah, probably smart, because I would have elected to go ahead and shoot my multi-melta and hopefully precision strike to your librarian. So yeah, probably a good choice there.
And finally, the Vengeful Brother has chosen to fire both his melta guns directly into the Headhunter unit, which I assume Jason will react with.
Yeah, this I will return fire because there's no downside, and maybe I can plink a wound or two off your Contemptor, so go ahead, 2 melta guns.
Well, let's take a look.
Those hits, because you are not affected. Does he have night vision?
He does indeed. Konrad Curze give it to every unit in the model.
There you go. So then you have 2 hits and killing on 2s.
That will be 1 Headhunter down.
Okay, so we're going to drop 1 Headhunter. So I'm going to drop that one to try and make your charge a little bit longer for the Assault Marines. Now I do have my return fire. So we'll start with the combi bolters. That's going to be 18 shots because I am in rapid fire range. So let's roll that real quick. I'll roll it right here. So hitting you on 4s, but re-rolling 1s. Let's get those out of the way, the 2s and 3s, and then let's re-roll the 1s. Okay, 1 more hit. And this is wounding you on 6s with a re-roll of 1s. Okay, so 1 so far, and then re-rolling 4 1s. Wow, a lot of 1s this turn. And nothing out of that. So you've got 1 wound normal so far, but I have a multi-melta. So firing that, it hits, and it wounded you on a 3. No, the 1 dice I didn't need. So just 1 normal save, sir. Nope.
Barely saves it by the skin of his teeth.
Okay, so 1 Headhunter is down. We'll be back with assaults in just a moment. Assault for the Night Lords, and we did some off-camera measurements just to make this smooth. So because of the Alpha Legion shenanigans of being 3 inches further away, but the +1 bonus to charge here, the +2 bonus to charge there, we did the measurements, and basically he needs a 10 and they need a 10 to go ahead and make successful contact. So where would you like to start first, sir?
So I'll be starting with the Contemptor charging headfirst into your Headhunters.
Okay.
Let's see, do his legs carry him all the way? They
That's
do
it.
indeed.
Ooh, look at that long bomb charge. Well, since you went ahead and made it, I might as well go ahead and Overwatch. Or actually, you know what? I am not going to react to this because I'm going to save it for Curze and his unit in the vain hope that I can actually brace and absorb all those attacks. All right, so he's in, and now you need a 10 on the jump packs.
Let's see, do they live up to their name? No, they don't. They surge forward 2 inches.
2.5. And we'll do that measurement off camera. And then your last charge you want to declare, sir?
Konrad Curze needs 5s.
Yeah,
More than
they're
in.
well in. We're going to go ahead and brace there to go ahead and take away the bonus of the extra attacks just to try and save myself a little bit. We'll do all the measurements and moving off camera, and we'll be back, and we'll come back with the rolls for the combat. So after thinking about it, debating whether or not I wanted to hold the line or Overwatch from Curze and his unit, I actually elected to go ahead and Overwatch because with the fear, with the night fight, and with the Headhunters not being stubborn and all kinds of other blah, 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 it just made more sense to go ahead and do the Overwatch. So we'll go ahead and start with the bolters part of the combi bolter. So that's going to be 19 shots plus 1 for the Apothecary's bolt pistol. So hitting on 4s, actually 3s, and re-rolling 1s. So let's pull the 2s out again. And let's re-roll the 1s. Yeah, we got some precisions here that we need to take care of as well. So all of this hits. So for the precisions, I'm actually going to do 4. Do you have Artificer on your Apothecary?
I do not.
Okay, so I'm going to put 4 of those on the Apothecary. I'm going to go ahead and put 4 of these on... we're going to put 5 on the Apothecary. We're going to put all of those on the Sergeant, and we're going to put this on regular guys. So here's the ones on the Sergeant. Wounding on 4s. Rerolling the 1. So far your Sergeant is taking 4 saves. And here's for the Apothecary. I got 1 more there. We'll go ahead and do that on the Apothecary. I really want these guys gone. So that's going to be 2 wounds so far, but re-rolling the 1s because we're still having preferred. So 2 saves on the Apothecary. And then these are on however you choose. 3. Okay, so the net effect of that is you owe me 2 Apothecary saves so far, but remember I have a multi-melta I still need to go ahead and shoot. Hopefully we can snipe something. Re-rolling the failed. And it's still a hit, yep, but it's not preferred, precision. So can't allocate that. All right, so you got 1 multi-melt on whoever you choose. You've got 3 bolters on whoever you choose. You've got 2 bolters on the Apothecary, and you've got 4 on the Sergeant. So I believe we did all that, right? Where would you like to start, sir?
So starting off, I think I would like to start with the Sergeant first.
Okay, so you got 4, so I'll go ahead and roll them.
4 2-ups.
And then if you fail any...
He survives!
He survives! All right, now we're next.
Now moving forward, I think I will do the regular Marines next.
Okay.
However, I can choose to tank some on the Sergeant. However, I choose not to.
Okay. Yeah, because those want precision strikes, the 3 other wounds. All right, so...
1.
You do have a Field of Pain from your Apothecary. All right, so 1 goes down.
And finally, 2 3-ups on the Apothecary.
Yep.
Ooh, he goes down
But he
too.
can feel no pain himself.
Ooh!
He does, and then you've got 1 multi-melta hit that can go wherever you want. What do you want? Who do you want to take it on?
I think I'll take on a regular guy.
Then
Let's
he's
do a
dead.
feel no pain.
Yeah, then he's just dead. There's no feel no pain.
If you
It's
take
strength
it
8.
on the Konrad, you get a feel no pain. And
Well-
you get a 4+ invuln.
I'd just say, take on a regular guy.
Okay.
Okay.
So 2 guys dead.
All right. And you definitely made that charge in, so that was handled correctly. So we'll go ahead and come over here now to this side of the table. You only had the Contemptor that made it in. So initiative 4. So basically we also will pile in. Like so. The fist was already in base to base, that's why I didn't pile it in. You want to go ahead and get yours. So you got 3 base, 2 claws, and you charge, so that's 5 attacks. And you're hitting me on 3s. Okay, that's 3 hits, and you're squishing. Nothing I can do about it on 2s. Okay, so it's going to
A
be...
vengeful strike.
Yep, that's 3 dead so far. So I still get my strike backs, and this is a little messy, so let's do this first. Let's start with the Apothecary. 2 attacks base and 2 weapons. So I'm hitting you on 5s, but again, I still have preferred enemy live until the beginning of my next turn. Reroll the 1. Okay, so that's 1 wound so far. 6 with shred, so that's 1 normal save. Let's segregate the dice pools. And then now we have left, I have 2, 4, 6, 8 normal dudes before we get to the Sergeant. Now this one's a little tricky. I've got the power daggers, and then I've got 2 weapons, and then I've got their base number of attacks, which is actually 1 each for the normal dudes and 2 for the prime.
Well, let's see if their daggers are long enough to strike.
Indeed, let's see. All right, so that's going to be 8 regular dudes, 1 attack each, and then I've got 2 weapons, so that's going to bring us up to 16. All right, so this is hitting on 5s, but re-rolling 1s. Okay, so
A decent strike.
decent. So that's a lot of hits so far, and then 1s to re-roll. I've got 4.
But the real question is, do you want him to blow up?
I want to get rid of him and save that squad. Not bad. Look at that. Okay, so now these are power daggers. Power daggers actually are only strength 3. And let me just double check real quick whether it's breaching or rending, because if it's breaching, I can't actually wound you. If it's rending, I can. And it is breaching. So actually all of those power daggers are not going to work, because breaching still requires you to make successful to wound roll. And since you are toughness 7 and I'm strength 6, or strength 3, I can't actually do anything. So let's go ahead and do the power fist. 2 attacks base, hitting on 5s. And that's nothing. So the net effect of all of that is you have 1 save to make, sir. And you made it. Okay. So I lost. I have 3 guys go down. And it is night fight. So my 9 on the sergeant goes down to 8 minus 3 is 5. So I need a 5 or I'm breaking here. Let's see what happens. And it's an 8. So it's initiative roll-off, sir. See if you catch me and kill me.
Let's.
I got a 6.
I got half of that.
We successfully get away. That's a little bit shocking, but all right. And I got to flee towards my table edge. And I think it's way over in the corner over there. Now, leave a note in the comments if we're getting this wrong. Based on the deployment zone, is it the full table edge or is it not the table edge? I'm going to go ahead and move these first. We'll do a double check off camera and determine whether or not they fled off the table.
Out of sight of Alpharius, they won't get repercussions from their Primarch.
Well, this is what they were meant to do, which was to come out and kill something. So, again, we'll double check off camera in just a moment on whether or not they fled.
And we'll consolidate this later.
Yep, and we'll consolidate the Contemptor later.
Alright, moving into the combat phase. Konrad Curze has elected not to use his psychic check. I don't feel like it's worth risking the wounds which could be inflicted just to take out a headhunter squad. So moving into that first, we do have 5 Hammer of Wrath strikes, as I did choose to turn on my jump axe.
Yeah, I think it's actually 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, I'll
6
take the
guys.
3 wounds.
Yeah, you have 6 guys.
So, looking for 3s because bulky we do outnumber. That would be 5 Hammer of Wrath strikes hitting Jason.
Well, they're automatically hit, so that was rolls to wound. So just re-roll that again, because you need a roll to wound. The hits automatically happen. And it's at the base strength of your whoever is delivering the attack. Okay, so 3. So I think the net effect was still pretty much the same. All right, and these are at initiative 10, but still in wound pools, so that's 3 so far.
So
what's next?
Moving out of that, let's do the Sergeant, shall we? Save the big juicy Primarch
Well,
for
no,
last.
his initiative, his higher initiative, so you have to do him first.
Yep.
So just do, it's 9 attacks for him.
And then remember, you also get to allocate as a Primarch however you wish. And you are weapon skill 8 versus my 4, so you're hitting me on 2s, and you get to allocate these however you want. Okay.
Ooh.
That's 7 hits, so how would you like to allocate, sir? Or 8 hits, excuse me.
So what I'm thinking
I
right
think it's
now...
allocate after the wound rolls.
Oh yeah, true.
It's
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, go for it.
And so now 2s as well.
All right, so how many did you get
It's a
there?
lot of murderous strikes, I notice. We've got 3 6s and 2 5s. So that's 5 murderous strikes, 1 whiff, and that will be 3 regular wounds.
All right, so how would you like to allocate these? I'm assuming your murderous strikes, you don't want me to get the feel no pain.
Oh, no, I don't.
So I guess probably Apothecary with 1.
And then the Sergeant will take another.
Sergeant with 2.
The Power Fist. right
Power
there.
Fist, I can't see.
Yeah, he's over here.
All right, thank you very much. And then I'm assuming you probably want 1 to be a multi-melta.
Correct.
Okay, and then you've got 2 more after that as anybody.
And the remaining 3 shall also go to anyone.
Yep, so the net effect of that is just Curze alone murders all those dudes. Okay, what's next?
So moving into that, I think let's roll the Sergeant to hit, as that's 5 attacks. I don't think that your 2 guys would survive that.
Yep.
It's AP 3 as well.
Yep, go ahead.
So, hitting you on 4s.
Okay.
We've got 4 hits.
Yep,
Wounding you on 3s due to outnumbering.
this is correct. And re-rolling with Shred, so basically this unit's going to go bye-bye. Yeah,
And it
that unit's dead.
is wiped from the floor.
I know we went in a little bit of a funky order there, but the net effect is the same. The whole unit is dead. All right, so I think that was a very successful turn for you. Now, off camera, we wanted to make sure that we got this right because of all the rules interactions. And the Headhunters against the Contemptor, they indeed do flee off the entire table edge. So they've actually been removed off of here. So you have wiped out both of my Headhunter squads turn 1. Good one.
A bit of a vengeance against them. Their melters did bite quite hard.
This is exactly what I was worried about. So are we going to be able to hang on before the rest of the Deep Strike? We will see in turn 2 of the Alpha Legion. Okay, so because Curze butchered something, everybody in line of sight needs to go ahead and take a pinning check. And it is night fight, and then anybody within 12 inches, with the exception of the fearless Alpharius and his unit. Those 2 tack squads are testing at a -4. So here's the front squad. They need a 4 to stick. No. Here's the tack squad in the rocks, the bigger one that I really want to be able to shoot. No. So even with the cocked dice, it's still a fail. Here's the Vigilator's unit. He's going to be testing on a 5. Actually, no, they're going to be testing more than that. Just -1 on an 8, leadership 9. They're not within 12 inches of Curze. So are they pinned? Nah, they're good. And then here's the Raz cannons testing on a 7, 8-1 for night fight. Again, no fear in that. And they're good as well. So both of the tack squads ended up getting pinned, so it's going to limit a lot of my shooting that I counted on whittling that unit down. But yeah, I got some moves to make. I think I'm going to have no choice but to throw the man into the man. Let's come back in a moment.
I can smell the fear in the air, and it is sweet as wine.
Well, let's see if I can smack you with some hammers. Movement for the Alpha Legion, and I don't have a lot because it's either meant to stand still or it's pinned. So starting on my right flank, we have the Contemptor who had enough space to get around his brethren. Because of the rules of this game, Blood Feud, I have to declare what I want to actually get extra points for. So, hey, is it blatantly obvious what I'm going after here? So yes, the Contemptor moved around to target the Librarian and the Assault Squad, and I think you did something.
I did indeed. In true Night Lord's fashion, I have run towards the rear strategically. We're not cowards, we're just strategic about it.
Smart. Make it harder for me to charge. I think that was probably the only play there. Next up, we have the Javelins here in the middle who could move. They basically just shuffled around a little bit, keeping as much space as possible between myself and the Night Lords, but yet at the same time still being within range of my weapons. The jet bikes, the Sky Hunters in the middle, they repositioned because they want to be able to drop some plasma goodness on that squad. I do have a couple dangerous terrain checks, which I will go ahead and take right now. And we're totally okay. In the middle, so Alpharius and his command squad, because this is what the people paid the money to see. We're going to go straight at Curze. I don't want Curze charging me. You know, Alpharius isn't necessarily a beat stick, but I might get a little bit lucky. Let's see what happens. Of course, the 2 tack squads are completely pinned. No movement there.
A front row seat to the fight, however.
Yes, and we agreed off camera as well, none of these challenge shenanigans. If the Primarchs go mono, E-mono, that's exactly what's going to happen. And then finally, the other 2 units, of course, the Recons with the Vigilator and the Las Cannons have no reason to actually go ahead and move. So yeah, that's it. Short, sweet. If I don't punch the Night Lords in the mouth, I'm going to be in big trouble because there's still a good third or maybe even a little bit more of your army about to come in.
Half the points.
In deep strike, yes. So I really need to make the magic happen here, and we'll come back with shooting.
Pointing out, at the beginning of the turn, Jason elected to use an extra movement phase reaction there. And also, for his Alpharius, what did you elect?
Yeah, good call. Yeah, so I didn't mention that. So the whole thinking behind the extra movement phase reaction is if the deep strike comes in, I want to be able to get a couple intercepts off. And then the logic behind what Alpharius selected for his special rule for this particular turn is sudden strike. I want another bonus to my initiative for as much as possible, even though the hammers really won't and axes really won't get much benefit out of it. Alpharius and the Contemptor most certainly will.
Also, it puts Alpharius on the same initiative as Curze, at least for this round.
Indeed. I need to be able to punch somebody and not get killed first before I do so. So yeah, shooting, I need to whittle down, again, that Curze unit. I will come back and I'll make some rolls and let's see what happens. Shooting for the Alpha Legion, no preferred enemy this turn and still night fight, so -1 ballistic skill. We're going to go ahead and start with the Javelins, and the reason why is I want to fire them first and prevent you from choosing casualties that maybe could take them out of range. This time I will fire the Hunter Killers. So first we have 4 twin-linked crack shots from the Cyclones, hitting on 4's twin-linked. It's a good start, twin-linked. Nope, 3 hits so far. And then we have the 4 single-use Hunter Killer missiles, also hitting on 4's, and 2 of those. So that's 5 hits, and then this all wounds on 2s at AP3. Okay, so far that's 5 Strength 8 AP3 wounds. And then here's the 2 Twin-Link Multi-Meltas on 4s, re-rolling for the miss. Nope, and then wounding. And that looked cocked. Let's roll it back over here. It's a 1, of course. Okay, so you have 5 Strength 8 AP3s. How would you like to take these, sir? So no feel, no pains are going to be available on this.
I think instead I will allocate 4 of them to the Sergeant.
Well, you roll them one at a time. So you want to go ahead and start with the first one?
Well, let's see. Have I jinxed myself?
Nope. 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 Okay, and then one goes on either your choice of the librarian or a regular schmo. I'm sure you probably don't want to get your librarian instant killed.
No. I'm sure that the chain swords are a much cheaper option to go with.
Okay, so then just one guy goes down. All right, so next up is going to be the Contemptor. I have a Melta in the fist. Again, Night Fight hitting on a 3. That does hit. Killing on a 2. Yes, so one is going to die unless you want to risk it on the librarian. No feel, no pain there. And then here's the carries. So, ooh, lots of 2s. That all misses. Wounding on 2s with 6s rending. So you got 1 rend now.
So I will be risking. I will put the rend on. Ooh.
If it's a regular guy, it's just a feel no pain. If it's on the librarian, you can take his invulnerable 5 up. It's your choice. But I would probably, considering I'm going to charge in, I mean, I leave it to you. I know what I would do.
Well, in that case, I'll just knock out a chain sword.
Okay, but you still get a feel no pain because it's rending, not double toughness. There you go. Okay, so 3 go down. All right, so next up, we're going to get into the plasma cannon goodness with the bikes. And we want as many of those guys to die as possible. So if my intrepid cameraman will actually help me to position that since he's got camera in hand. All right, so first we got some gets hot, so 2 regular dudes. No, the sergeant, no. Okay, and then here's the first shot. Again, -1, kind of come back just a little bit so that, there you go. So I don't actually deviate on myself by chance. So it's gonna go that way too. Let me grab. I'll just measure 2. You tell me which direction. Okay. How many do we get?
2.
Okay. Second shot. That's going to come back. Ooh, that's going to go 4. I think that's going to be completely off, more than likely. Yep. Okay. And then the last one. Come on, I could use it on target here. No, that's going off 4 again, so I think that's just going to be missed.
Right there.
Okay.
2 guys.
2 guys. All right. Winning on 2s, breaching on 4s. 1 breach, 1 normal.
All right. Well, I think let's do the breaching with a feel no pain.
Okay, on a regular guy?
Yep.
All right. Yes,
Ooh.
nicely done. And now the regular.
All live to tell the tale.
Plasma cannons. It's either feast or famine with these guys. Okay, next I'm actually going to move to the Vigilator and the Recons because I want to try and snipe some stuff out of there. Okay, so they're firing at that squad as well. So here's the sniper rifles. And of course we hit with only 1. And then I'll do the Vigilator, hitting on a 3. Okay, so both of those hit. And now I'm wounding on 3s, but snipe, so let's see if I can get you dead. No, so that's actually just 2 normal saves. No actual rends there, so unfortunate.
I think the sniper rifles automatically have precision strike.
They do, yeah. So that's true. Go ahead and give me these on the apothecary.
All right. And he loves them.
He loves it. So regardless of the rules interactions there, it didn't matter. The net effect is the same. This is going to be bad. Okay, las cannons. Can you do your thing?
I will choose to shroud against those las cannons as well.
Probably a good idea. Although if a Primarch is fearless, you cannot shroud.
Well, then I guess they're just going to sit there and cry like the babies they are.
Yeah, so we misplayed that actually in turn 1 because there was a shroud that did happen with that unit. So sorry about that, but it didn't materially affect the game. Again, you get to see how the sausage is made, everyone. Okay, so 10 las cannons. Oh, so bad. So bad. 3 hits.
Are you Alpha Legion colorblind, or is it
I don't know, but it's a bad sign when even the cameraman is laughing. All right, wounding on 2s. Okay, so at least all of them wounded. So you have a choice here. You either just lose guys, or if you want to run the risk of putting invuln saves onto Curze, it's your choice.
I will put 1 on Curze.
Okay, so your
See how that
invuln.
goes. Which takes it on a 6.
You can actually keep going, so if you want to do 1 more until
I'll
you
keep
fail.
going until I fail 1.
Okay,
Which
that's cocked. He has a 4-up invuln, that's good.
the final roll. Let's see. Does Curze take it like a champ? He doesn't. He
Sorry,
does
he's got a
take
wound.
1
But
wound.
he has an apothecary, that's the thing.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
the kind of interaction we had for the rules.
This is the weird interaction. So because Curze joined the unit in the deployment phase, he does technically get a feel no pain because this is not double his toughness. So go ahead. Again, comments tell us if we're different.
Ooh,
no,
3.
doesn't
no
matter.
effect.
Takes a wound. All right. I have this mess, so I'm going to do a lot of actual. So pin guys can still snap shoot. So let me go ahead and get that out of the way. So the 10 guys in the smaller attack squad, rapid fire range. So hitting on 6s. Thank you for the box, because this is a lot of dice. See how many 6s we get. 1, 2, 3, 4. So only 4. And then wounding on 4s. Again, no precision or preferred or anything. Okay, 2 normal saves. Your choice how you want to take it.
Regular guys.
Okay.
They tank them.
Uh-oh. This is exactly what I thought might happen on this particular turn. Okay, then the pinned 15-man attack squad has 30 shots, roughly. I'm going to call it 28 because I think a couple of them probably do not have rapid fire range. So, in line of sight either. So,
3 guys with no line of sight.
3 guys with no line of sight. Thank you for checking on that angle. So instead of, we're going to have 3 guys can't shoot. We got 12, so 24. Okay, so here's the first 20. That's 2. And then here's the remaining 4. Nothing. So 2. Nothing.
Hey guys.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. This is where it all goes south. Okay, now the command squad is going to go ahead and fire in there. They have no choice. So each guy has a Volkite. So that Volkite has an 18-inch range. So 4 guys.
That's standard there, I think.
Yeah, so now if I remember correctly, the Volkites are rapid fire weapons.
The 2 shots as well.
So 2 shots each. So that's going to be 8 shots. Hitting on 4s because of night fight. That's better. Better, half. And this is strength 5, so wounding on 3s. So you owe me 2 saves, however you choose. You can wait, so because you can get that out of the way now because this is not any sort of precision strike or anything.
I will choose to put these on the regular guys.
Okay.
They take.
And they're both good, of course. Okay, now he has the Hydra Spite. That's Alpharius' weapon. It's Assault 2. So he would normally be hitting on 2s, but actually hitting on...
No modifiers to...
No modifiers. So yeah, I'm hitting on 2s, and if I roll a 1 because of ballistic skill 7, I get to reroll and try and roll a 6. So here's his 2 shots. Ooh, those both hit. And I can allocate these however I want, and these are AP3. Your apothecary is only regular armor, right?
Correct. No artifice armor.
Okay, so then what I'm going to do is, just in the chance that I roll a 1, I'm going to go ahead and put both on the apothecary. And yeah, the apothecary gets... It's strength 8, AP3, or AP3. So
Well,
he's
he did
just dead.
his duty.
So he is just dead. Okay. Wow. I killed a grand total of 4 assault marines and put a wound on Curze. That was not ideal.
Very hard to beat your previous turn, I will say, though.
I know. I mean, well, let's see what happens. I do have a couple charges. I need these to go really well. Assault phase, I do have 2 of them, so let's start with the Contemptor. We measured off screen and it's 4 inches away, +1 for the Contemptor, so this is going to be a 3-inch charge. Ooh, I saw that 1 and I got nervous, so yeah, that's a 6. Did you want to react to that?
In true Night Lord's fashion, again, why should I stay and fight a fair fight? So I will choose
Hold the line.
to hold the line.
That's it. Wrong dice.
That's a wrong dice, yeah. You can scatter your hold the line if you like. Yeah.
And they stand
So I'm going to lose an
barely
attack, so I'll move straight in. And then you will go ahead and pile in, sir. Okay.
He's going to be out.
Yeah, he's probably going to be out. It's going to probably be more like that. Yeah. So there you
He's
go.
a bit tired today.
He's a little
They can move in an initiative step.
Yeah, so you can still pile in at your initiative step. So we'll go ahead and just finish the move there. Everybody's going to be basically making it. Okay.
A nice little big bear hug.
Sorry. Actually, that was your pile in, so he's still out. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you have initiative 5, I think, on the librarian. What is he armed with?
So he only has a 4-staff, which gives him reach, but that's it.
Okay. So you're technically striking him above me anyhow. 3 attacks base, and we're the same weapon skill. I think your weapon skill
5.
5. I'm weapon skill 5, so you're hitting on 4s.
So look.
Nothing.
No hits.
Okay. I'll go ahead and get my initiative 4 stuff out of the way before you do your pile-ins. So I lose my charge bonus and I don't have 2 weapons. So 3 attacks hitting on 3s. And that's 2. And basically killing
Two
on
squishes.
2s unless you want to risk your librarian. No, so you probably just want to lose one guy, I would assume.
I will indeed.
Okay, so 1 chainsword goes down, but gets to swing. So counting how many guys you have, well, let's do the lightning claws. Get your lightning claw sergeant out of the way
I
first.
will indeed. That would be 4 attacks. He is not charging.
Okay, and hitting on 5s because you are a lower weapon skill. Okay, that's
1
good.
hit.
All right, and then you're going to be wounding on a 6, but with shred. Well, you outnumber.
And I do have.
You outnumber, so running on 5s.
Yep.
I will re-roll.
Yeah, reroll for shred.
Oh, that's a wound.
That's a wound. Okay, so that's 1 normal save coming. And then chain swords, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, chain swords, 1, 2, 3,
Should be 4 chainswords.
4 chain swords, so
8 attacks.
8 attacks, yep.
Hitting on a 5.
Yep. Okay, so that's going to be 2 hits, and then you get to wound on 5s with a reroll. Reroll the 3. Okay, so that was another wound. All right, and then
Finally.
axes, how many do you have?
So I've got 3 power axes, 1 attack each, plus close combat weapon, brings it up to 6 attacks in total.
Tell you what, why don't you do the 3 on the apothecary first, because he's got a chain sword.
He's
He's out. Never mind.
He's out.
Yep.
Nah, he's a bit of a lazy man. You know, he's a lover more than a fighter.
Okay. All right, it's going to be 3 axe hits. And then these are still wounding on 5s, but no reroll on this.
With +1 to strength, brings it to 4 and outnumbering.
Yes.
No, because strength 5 versus toughness 7 needs a 6. And then you outnumber, so you need a 5. And no reroll. So nothing there. Okay. So then the net effect of all of that is, once again, I have 2 normal saves to take. 2s. I would love to pass both of these and win this combat. And I do, sir. So you're actually losing by 1. Leadership 9 on the librarian, so it goes to 8. No,
And
they stay.
stand firm.
They stand fast. Okay, so that resolves the combat over there. So now you have the charge. I have the charge in for against Curze. Oh, the way my dice have been, I don't have a lot of confidence in this. But let's go ahead and see what happens. We do move 6 in. Boom, boom. Boom. I don't think it's going to be quite enough to get there, so we'll go there. All right. Now this is what everybody came to see. Sir, Alpharius issues a challenge.
Konrad more than happily accepts. He loves his brother.
Okay, I'm going to move this piece of terrain out of the way because I'm sure you guys want to see a lot of these dice rolls. All right, so thanks to my sudden strike that I elected to do. Actually, we forgot it over on the Contemptor, but it didn't really matter. It didn't fundamentally change that. Okay.
Same initiative now.
Yep, so I'm the same initiative as you. I have 6 attacks base, and I charge, which is going to give me 7. The spear is 2-handed, so I don't get any bonus for that. What is your weapon skill, sir?
I am weapon skill 8 for my memory.
I am weapon skill 7, which means that I will actually be hitting you on 5s. So 5s it is. Can we pull this off? There's no hatred. There's no reroll. All right, 5s. Oh my God.
It appears that Alpharius has been drinking, perhaps.
He has. Okay, so go ahead, Mr. Curze.
So 7 attacks,
And
2
you hit-
melee weapons, that's 8 attacks in
And
total.
you hit me on 3s.
with a murder striker for 4+.
You don't have hatred or anything like that on top of it, do you? Let me double check for you. Go ahead and
maybe
roll it.
I
He
feel
doesn't,
it.
he doesn't.
Okay.
Ooh, a good roll.
All
3
right.
whiffs, that will be 5 hits in total.
Okay. And strength?
Strength is user.
Strength 6.
On toughness 6, I believe.
Yeah, so I think you need 4s. Let me just double check for you. Just roll it real quick.
With murder strike 4+.
Yep.
And that is 3 murderous strikes.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because Primarchs cannot be murderous struck. It doesn't matter. So I will still get my invulns. So how many was that?
That was 3 threes and 3
Okay.
murderous.
Okay. So
Just 3 wounds.
it's all, but isn't it all AP2?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just 3 wounds because the 3s don't wound because it's strength 6, toughness 6.
That's true. So it's just 3 invulns to take. And we fail 2. So Alpharius is down 2 wounds so far. Okay. You're going to strike before my axes and hammers with whoever is not an axe. So go ahead and pile them in.
Well, unfortunately, we have no AP2 weapons moving into this.
Okay.
So this
You have
will
rending claws though.
You do have rending
do
claws.
indeed, and rending on the power swords too. However, that is a shot in the dark.
Okay. So how many?
Start
So
with the claws.
That'll be 4 attacks for my sergeant.
Okay.
Hitting on
5s, because my majority weapon skill is 5. Okay.
Ooh, 1 hit.
All right.
Let's re-roll that.
Yep, and I don't think you outnumber me anymore. So that is a wound. So that's just a normal AP3 wound. Okay, next. What do you have any
So
other?
moving next, I will do my 3 power swords. That's 1 attack per model plus close combat weapon brings it up to 2. So that will be 6 attacks.
That's correct. So hitting on 5s.
Ooh, 2 hits.
Okay, and then this is going to be wounding on 4s with 6s rending.
That'll
And
be
of course, there's a
rend.
rend. So there's 1 normal save and there's 1 rend.
And finally, the most dangerous weapon off from all, the chainsword.
Which is?
That is base 2 attacks.
Okay, there you go. And nothing.
And that was useless.
Okay, so I owe you 1 normal save and I owe you 1 rending invuln. So here's the normal save. We're good. Here's the invuln. We're good. Okay, so then this is where I might actually be able to earn my money. All right, so piling in. And I've got 5 total guys there. 3 have hammers. So 2, 4, 6 plus charging. So this is going to be 9 hammer shots. Majority weapon skill is 4, so I'm hitting you on 3s. Oh, that's what we needed to see. And then this is wounding on 2s. Okay, so that's going to be...
not what I needed to see.
That's 6 brutal 2s so far.
Well, that's 6 dead, so that's 5 wounds.
Yeah, because of the challenge. So we do have to allocate this properly because it does spill over into the challenge. So that's 6 brutal 2s so far. And then we've now got 2 guys with axes, so that's going to be 6 attacks on the charge. So this is hitting on 3s. That's what we needed to see. And then this is wounding on 3s with strength 5 axes. There we go. Okay, so the net effect is 6 brutal 2s, 3 AP 2s. My suggestion is that you probably want to get rid of as many of the brutal 2s first before you spill over into Curze. So how many guys you got there?
Got 5 guys in total.
Okay, so then what's left over is 1 brutal 2 at AP 2 and 3 AP 2s as well. So you need to take a total of 5 invulns on Curze.
I'm sure he'll be more than fine. Which he's not.
Oh, that's 6 total wounds because he already had 1 on him. And then I just did 5. Curze is down,
dead.
ladies and gentlemen. Curze is down. Holy cow. Alpharius couldn't hit the side of a barn, but apparently his boys are like, hey, don't worry, Pops. We got this. Oh, man, I did not expect that to happen. Okay, well, we might actually have a game instead of me getting waffle stomped. We'll come back with the result of the consolidations, and we'll see what happens in the Night Lords and their reserves.
Now rolling in for Night Lord's turn 2, I will be rolling my reserve roll to see if my Deep Strike comes in on the table, which can make or break the game.
It could.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I keep getting very lucky here. We'll be back in a moment with turn 2 for the Night Lords. Okay, so at the end of the Alpha Legion turn, of course, we had also a It Will Not Die and a Consolidate here. So let's just see if he gets his wound back. No, he does not. Okay, Matt, so going into your movement phase.
Right, moving into my very in-depth, very long movement phase, I've decided to shuffle my Contemptor towards Jason's Contemptor in the hopes to get off what looks to be a very, very tough charge to pull.
Yes, I think you have no choice but to waddle in there and try and get rid of me and save your assault squad so that you have a chance to bring your reserves on. Okay, and I'm assuming there's no shooting, so you just want to launch straight into assault?
Ooh, no, I will.
But remember, I'm engaged in combat, so you can't actually shoot me.
That is true.
So go ahead and roll for your charge. I can't do anything about it. Yeah, you're well in.
I think that gets in.
That does
Not
get
too
in.
sure.
Okay. And then you can go ahead and go first. So you want to go ahead and start with your Contemptor?
All right.
5 attacks on the charge. We are the same initiative. Okay.
All right.
4s.
Let's see if the dice gods are on my side. Clearly they
I
aren't.
actually hope they are, because that reserve rolls I feel bad about.
They aren't!
All right, so 1 hit, and then this wound's on a 2. Okay, so that's 1 brutal 3 so far. All right, and what else is it initiative for? You've got your...
I would roll my sergeant with dual lightning claws.
well, technically your librarian would have gone first, so why don't go ahead and get that out of the way.
True. 3 attacks, hitting on a 4.
Yep. Okay, two
Two
hits.
hits. This is base strength, so wounding on a 6.
Is it a force staff?
Yes.
I think a force staff might have a
+1.
+1, but I still think you need a 6, so go ahead. Okay, nothing there.
I'll do my sergeant next. 4 attacks from the lightning claws.
Yep.
Hitting on 5s.
Okay,
That'll be
there's one.
1 hit.
All right.
That will be wounding on a 6s. With
Well, winning on a 5, you outnumber, but you got shred. So go ahead and roll. Nope.
Ooh.
Okay, and what else you got?
In that case, then it will be the chainswords from the assault marines. That will be a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 chainswords.
Okay.
3 actually, because
You got the apothecary too. So
You got
Yeah.
the apothecary,
include him too.
but he gets an extra attack.
So there's 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's quite a few. 4, 5, 6.
Plus the apothecary.
Yeah.
It's going to be 12 from the regular dudes, and then you're going to have 3 from
Yeah.
the apothecary, so 15 chain swords, because I'll be striking before the axes. Okay, so all of that is hitting on 5s.
well, we've got
Not
a
too
few
many.
hits. A
Yeah,
few
yeah,
hits.
That's pretty statistic.
A lot better than my sergeant so far.
Okay, and then outnumbering 5s with a reroll for shred.
Ooh.
Okay, reroll those 4s. Not
Wow.
bad. Look at that. All right, so we've got
5 normal saves.
5 normal saves so far and 3 brutal 3s, and then your axes will go after me. Okay, so let's handle the brutal 3 invulns first from the Contemptor. And of course we fail. That's 3 wounds. Uh-oh. And then here's the normal saves. There's 2 more. Uh-oh. Okay. Now I get my 3 attacks. I'm going to put all of it into the assault squad because I want to go ahead and kill as many as possible and hopefully break you. So hitting on 3s, it's going to be 3. And then wounding on 2s, that's going to be 3 dead unless you want to risk it for a biscuit on your librarian, but I probably don't recommend that.
No, I don't. Neither will the fuel and paint even work at all. So
Yep.
3 just go splat. Chainsword.
So 3 chain swords, and then how many axes do you have
That
left?
will be 3 axes.
Okay.
Hitting on
5s.
5s.
Yep. I'll reroll that cocked one.
That will be 2 hits.
And this
These
is
will
still
be-
wounding on 5s.
That's
2.
2.
Uh-oh. If I don't pass both of these, I blow up because I've already taken 2 wounds.
But that can be quite bad for me.
It could be. And of course we passed both of them. The one time I want to explode. We did not. Okay, so you did 5 wounds to me. I did a total of 3, so you most definitely win the combat, but I am on 1 wound left. And that actually helps you out a lot because that prevents you from actually having either of those units shot. So that's good. All right, so that's the end of turn 2. We're going to come back to turn 3. Why don't you go ahead real quickly, Matt, and roll to see if the Night Lords, if the night fighting continues according to your right of
That will
war.
be a 4 up. The lights are on.
Lights are on, so it is now turn 3. Movement coming. Turn 3 for the Alpha Legion. So the tac squads, of course, became unpinned at the end of my last turn. The idea here was, since I can't shoot anything, I'm going to go ahead and just try to spread out and minimize the potential impact of any deep striking pinning checks and stuff like this. So javelins came back, bikes came back, Alpharius and his boys came towards the middle. The tac squads just spread themselves out a little bit. Again, make it more difficult for the deep strike as much as possible. There is no shooting because there's no viable shooting targets. So we'll go ahead and launch straight into the assault phase. Again, your librarian has reach, so he's going to go first before anybody. Hitting on 4s. That's 1. Okay, and to wound. That is a wound. And if I fail this, I blow up. Oh, kaboom. He doesn't even get to swing. All right, so let's check the distance. I want a big distance. I want all your guys getting hurt.
I don't.
Yes.
You.
All right, so I have to wound you first, so let's start with the Contemptor on a 3, strength 8. All right, so you owe me 1 save on the Contemptor, normal save, sir. You're
He's
good.
just fine.
Okay, and then these are on the assault squad, so 7 dudes in the assault squad. And 5 need to make armor saves or however you choose to do it, but you need to choose how you want to allocate this.
So what I will do is I will have 1 on the sergeant, which I'll roll first. That
Okay.
will be a 2-up.
Okay, that's good.
I will then do 1 on the librarian, which is also...
I would not advise that because if you fail it, it's instant death. It's strength 8. So I would just take the rest, honestly, on regular dudes if that's what you want to do. You won't get a feel no pain, but you don't want to lose your librarian.
I might actually artificer armor with the sergeant.
You can try 1 at a time on the sergeant.
3 more. 1. 2. Sergeant's dead.
Sergeant's dead.
dead.
And one normal
regular
dude.
guy.
Yep,
He's
so
fine.
just the sergeant dead. Explosions do cause pinning, so you need to make a pin check as well.
Leadership test.
So it's 9 because of the librarian.
And night fighting's off, but
It's
I have night
off.
vision.
So you're not pinned.
Barely.
All right, so that's the net effect. I think that was actually good for you since you got me before I could swing. So you get to consolidate out. We'll do that off camera, and then we'll come back with turn 3 to see if you get your reserves in. And honestly, I hope you do. I mean that 100% sincerely, because I don't like a game that ends in that manner. So
For the sake of my Praetor, I hope he survives.
we'll be back in just a minute.
Alright, the most important role of the game for me on my turn 3 is, will my deep strike reserves come in, or will they be sitting and having a nice little party on their strike barge?
I truly, sincerely hope that this comes in.
Yes.
All right.
It does.
Thank you. So yes, we'll do the positioning because there's a lot of stuff to take care of, and we'll come back after that's done. All right, now that all the deep strike stuff is down, and again, we're using the SN Battle Reports rules about the way that units come down in deep strike to stop the daisy chains. So the first unit was the Praetor and his command squad coming down in that little bubble. The other 2 units were not disordered, so they came over there. Went ahead and did the movement for the Contemptor who ran and the assault squad because it didn't materially affect the reaction. So we just got all that out of the way off camera. Now I shall react. And we also have to resolve pinning. So the first thing is, this squad is fearless, so no need to resolve them, but this tack squad is not. Night fighting is not in effect, so let's see if they get pinned because they did have a model within 6 inches. And 9, they are indeed pinned. So it's kind of been their life this entire game. Now let's go into reactions. Okay, so I have an augury scanner on the recon squad with the Vigilator. I'm going to go ahead and get the free quote-unquote intercept, and then I've elected this turn to use my extra reaction also in the movement phase, anticipating that I would also want to intercept. So let's start with the snipers first. So I'm going to go ahead and target your front assault squad.
Night Raptors.
Not right.
Your Night Raptors, excuse me. Okay, so no night fights, so hitting on 3s with the regular guys. That's 2 hits, 3 hits, and hitting on a 2 with the Vigilator. So indeed, all that hits. And again, wounding on 3s, but we really want the sniper. And boom, that's what we actually needed. So I'm going to make you take 2 on 1 Night Raptor with the claws. So no invuln, so one guy's just going to go down. They're 2 wound models. And then I'm going to make you take another wound on a claw guy. All right. And then you owe me a pinning check.
And they are not pinned.
They're not pinned. Actually, reactions I don't think can pin anyhow. So they can, yeah. So sorry about that. Okay, so that was my quote-unquote free reaction. So I do have 2 movement phase reactions again this turn. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and elect to fire with the tacticals over there using an intercept reaction. So you can just check for me the line of sight and the range, sir, if you don't mind, since I'm on the other side of the table.
I think that's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys out of line of sight.
Okay.
So there, you've got 1 guy line of sight, and then 2, 4, 6, 7. So total of 8 guys are in line of sight of that unit.
Okay, so then it's going to be 8 bolter shots.
Same unit, right?
Same unit. Yep. So I want to get rid of the wounded claws. So hitting on 3s. Okay. And then
Decent shooting.
decent shooting, wounding on 4s. Oh, that's not bad. That's 4 saves, sir. Now remember, you can tank on the Sergeant's Artificer, or you can take it on normal dudes, but you got a normal dude that's wounded.
I will indeed do an Artificer save. This can very quickly wipe a couple guys.
Yeah, and sorry if I can just take a step back. One of the claw wounds would have been on your Sergeant then. I mean, I technically could have killed the Sergeant altogether with the first 2 shots, but I didn't declare that. So put the last one, go ahead on there. There you go.
Well, either way, let's see.
Okay, 1. Yeah,
Ooh,
Sergeant goes
he's
down,
down.
and then you got 2 more normal saves. And 1 more wound.
Good shooting.
Not bad. Okay, so, and then I have 1 more movement phase reaction. So these guys are pinned from the Deep Strike, so they actually can't do anything. So I'll go ahead and fire the Lernaeans. Actually, you know what? Instead of firing the Lernaeans, I'm going to go ahead and move backwards. Because I think if you're going to charge in, that's probably one of the targets you want to charge. And 6 Volkite shots just aren't worth it. Again, only moving 3 inches because of heavy. Okay, and then Alpharius joins this. All right, so that is all of your movement and all of my movement phase reactions. Nice to get rid of a couple of the raptors.
Well, let's move into the charge phase.
Well, you have shooting, actually.
Ooh.
So I'm sure you probably want to shoot jet bikes or something, right?
Moving into my shooting phase, this will be a short and sweet one. I've elected to fire my jet bikes into Jason's command squad. However, only 4 of my jet bikes can even hit them in range, and only 3 are eligible to be wounded.
That's correct. And because I'm fearless, thanks to Alpharius, I cannot actually evade or shroud. And I am not in range with anything to return fire, so go at it, sir. 4 shots, twin linked.
Hitting on 3s.
Yes, sir.
Ooh,
That's
beautiful.
a good roll, and this is wounding on 2s.
Now, watch the dice gods give me 4 ones.
That's 3 wounds.
All right, so
3 invulns.
3 invulns. And we lose 2, so I don't want, well, scoring banner actually doesn't matter. So let's kill those 2. I could have, no, I think the axe is probably out of range. I'll kill these 2 guys here and just make your charge longer. Okay. I don't owe you a check because I'm fearless, so I imagine now you want to try and get off an assault?
I do indeed. We'll move into the charge phase.
Okay, so what would you like to charge?
So I will be declaring a charge with both my Night Raptor squad and my command squad into your pin tactical squad. There's nothing else within range. Midas will get them locked in melee to prevent you from sniping them out.
There you go. I cannot react because I'm pinned.
Yeah.
So go right ahead and roll whichever unit you want first.
So let's roll with the Night Raptors first. They are the closest. If I could check the range on that, that would be... Right. So that will be an 8-inch with jump pack. That minuses it by 2, so it's a 6-inch charge.
It's a 6, yep.
All right. And they're in.
They're well in. Okay, and then you want to roll for the other unit? Just roll it first, and then we can measure in just a moment.
8 inches plus 2, so
10.
I think it is just in with the 1 guy, yeah.
Okay, all right, so go ahead and move your first unit of Night Raptors.
So after doing a roll off camera, as expected, the Wrath of a lot of AP2 with a bit of AP3 wiped Jason's tactical squad clean off the map.
Yeah, it was kind of pointless to show you that on camera because there was just way too much stuff at a higher initiative and or at AP2 and 3, as Matt rightly said. So that's the net result. I killed nothing, and I lost everything in return, and you'll do your consolidates off camera. And then we'll be coming back with turn 4 for the Alpha Legion. I really still have a lot to deal with, and we'll see what happens. Turn 4 movement for the Alpha Legion, and there wasn't actually a lot of it. I elected not to move Alpharius in the command squad because I didn't want to trigger a reaction from the Night Raptors. Same thing with the tac squad in the rocks over there on the flank. I did not want to move them as well to not trigger reaction, and plus I want Fury of the Legion. So even though a couple guys cannot actually draw line of sight, we still will have enough offset by the Fury. The jet bikes, however, did come around the corner because they have a juicy target with the Praetor and the command squad. Hopefully the plasma cannons can do some work. The javelins came around the corner as well to take advantage and hopefully kill some of the Night Raptors. Nothing else moved. That's it. I do have quite a bit of shooting, and we'll take just a moment and then we'll be back for that. Shooting for the Alpha Legion, we'll start with the plasma cannons because they have a juicy, juicy target of the Praetor and the command squad. So here's the gets hot first. So 2 regular dudes. No gets hot. The sergeant, also no gets hot. So we've placed it where we can cause maximum carnage. Here's the first one, and that is going to go that way 3 inches because it is no longer
into the standard bearer.
night fight. So what do we got?
3 guys.
Okay, so that's 3 so far. Second one. And that is on target.
That's 6.
That's 9. And then the last one. That's going to come this way 3 inches. What do we got?
2.
Okay, so 11.
In true Alpha Legion fashion, avoiding the fair melee fight.
By the way, did you want to react to this? You do have shields. You can get a shroud if you want.
I won't shroud this.
You won't
no.
shroud, okay. 8, 10, 11. Okay, so here's 11 rolls. Wounding on 2s, we're breaching on 4s. Okay, that's going to be 3, 5, 7 breaches, which would go invulns, and 2 normal saves.
7 breaches, you say?
Okay, I'm assuming you're taking these on regular dudes, or what do you want to do?
I will take these on the combat shields. So there's 4 combat shields.
Okay, so 7 saves.
Roll 4 first, because if they die.
They're 2 wound models, command squad, so you can just roll all 7.
And 1
Okay.
save, which means
3
that
go down?
3 go down.
Yep.
Yep.
Splat, splat, splat.
And then you have 2 normal saves, so this is just 2-ups, Artificer on command squads.
I will put these on a dual lightning claw guy.
Okay,
He's fine.
totally fine. All right, so that was that round of shooting. Next up, we're going to go ahead and fire the snipers. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to fire the tack squad first at your Night Raptors. You can tell me, Mr. Rich, my director, what...
4, 6, 8, 9 guys are visible here.
and all should be in rapid fire, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I think so.
okay. Check
Double
that.
checking rapid fire. No, actually,
Probably 3 are out.
2 are out.
2 are out?
2 are out of rapid fire there.
Okay, so 7 guys. Fury of the Legion has 21 shots. 2 guys not in rapid fire is another 4. So that's going to be 25. All right, so let's go ahead and roll this. Unfortunately, the dice tray is not close by, so I'm going to roll this right here. So here's the first 20, hitting on 3s. That's lots of 1s and 2s. And then, ooh, a lot of 1s and 2s. And then here's the remaining 5. And more 1s and 2s. So all of that hits. And then this is again on Raptors, so wounding on 4s. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you owe me 5 saves on the Raptors, sir.
5 regular 3-ups because the sergeant is dead. And they all make it.
Look at that. Okay. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and elect to shoot Alpharius and his command squad at them because I want to wait for my snipers. So here is 4 shots out of the 2 Volkites, hitting on 3s. That's 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. So that is 1 save. Normal.
Ooh,
Takes
takes
a
down the dual lightning claws.
Yep, because he
one
was
wound
wounded. And here's a D flag. So you owe me 1 more save.
Which does nothing.
Okay, and then here's Alpharius's spite weapon. And that's 2 hits. And this is strength 8. It's assault 2. And it's AP 3. So basically,
Instant kill.
instant killing if both of these wound. And the answer is yes, so that's 2 more down.
Let's knock down another lightning claw guy.
2 guys down.
Yeah, because these are strength 8, so they're instant death. Okay, so that's his. Now that opens it up for the snipers. The snipers and the Vigilator will go ahead and shoot at your command squad. So here's the first 5 shots. Okay, so 3 hits out of the recons and the Vigilator. So that's 4 hits. Okay, and 3s to wound with Sniper 5. Okay, so I'm going to make you take 1 on the Banner Bearer. It's a rend. So that is just a wound because he can't take a shield. And then you've got 3 more saves. Actually, I'm going to make you take all 3 of those saves on the, all 3 on the Standard Bearer. Go ahead and roll it. I want to try and kill him out and then reduce that unit's leadership a bit. Yep, he goes down. Standard Bearer. All right, and that's an immediate pinning check, sir.
All right. Well, Night Lords being the biggest benefactor of pinning, it will be quite ironic if we fail this. Which we do.
Well, that's a Praetor, right?
Ooh.
Praetor is 10, so you passed.
Barely by the skin of my teeth.
Yes. Okay. Next up, the Javelins are going to see if they can polish off the Night Raptors. We're going to fire crack missiles into that squad first and 2 multi-meltas. So here's the crack missiles, twin linked. All 4 hit. And then 2s to kill, because this is instant death. Yeah, the remainder of
I
the
will
raptors.
choose. To, yeah.
You can evade, actually, yeah.
You can shroud this.
Yeah,
will
you can shroud this. Might as well.
4.
4 shrouds. Yep.
6 ups.
No, 5 ups.
5 ups.
Ooh,
But it didn't
1.
matter.
1, but still dead.
Yeah, so the squad still goes down. That is a big, big, big help. The last thing is the las cannons, and not all of them are going to have line of sight.
You've got about 5 line of sight.
Yeah, so these 5 are not, these 5 are in, and we're going to go ahead and shoot at the command squad.
How many can be seen? I think 3 or 2.
I can see 3, but one of them is the Praetor. So here's the 5 shots. And it won't matter because only 2 hit. And then this is 2s to kill. And of course, double 1s.
Ooh!
All right.
Glancing on the armor.
Indeed. Okay. So net effect is you do owe me a break check on the Praetor's unit because they took 25% casualties.
They're fine.
They're fine. The target of the charge from Alpharius is now dead. So that is going to be the complete end of my turn 4. And we will launch into your turn 4 in just a moment.
So, moving into Night Lord's movement phase, I did elect to activate all my jump packs for every model which could. I pushed my Praetor and his command squad forward, attempting to get an easy charge off later in the charge phase against Jason's tacticals. However, he did wisely decide to move them back in his reaction, and that puts him 10 inches now. Usually you'd be able to charge it, but for Alpha Legion, you always count as 3 inches more. So, unfortunately, I won't be able to charge that unit.
Yep, and because I'm sure that you selected infantry for your blood feud, I don't want to give you easy points, so yes, I did exactly that.
So, moving on, I did elect to move my javelins forward. The idea is to potentially whittle down some of Jason's units in front of me, attempting to get a sneaky victory point here or two, and moving my assault squad right next to them forward in cover, making sure to stay out of line of sight of Jason's very hard-hitting las cannons. And finally, Mr. Contemptor, all lonely in the back with nothing to do, just waddled forward.
Okay, and I assume you want to just go ahead and get started on shooting, because I think you only have 1 viable unit, is that correct?
We will indeed. That will be my jet bikes, firing 6 multi-melters into your jet bike squad of 3.
Okay.
Quickly double-check the distance.
You should, most I think guys should be within 24, but let's check it out. Yeah, I would say just the last one is probably not in range.
That'll be 5 shots.
Okay, we will go ahead and elect to return fire because I don't think they're going to live through 5 multi-melter shots. So go ahead.
5 shots, hitting on 3s.
And twin linked, you can reroll the misses. And that's 4 hits.
Oh, 4 again, sorry.
And wounding on 2s, so the squad's pretty much going to go poof. Yep, as expected. Okay, now we need to go ahead and return fire. It doesn't really matter about the gets hot because nobody will die. Okay.
It's a shot.
It's 2 wound models, and it's at the base. It's at the base strength, which is strength 7, so it can't actually instant death them. So the gets hot won't actually matter. It'll just matter if I can't shoot.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go ahead and do this, and everybody can shoot. So just position for me, sir, on however I can get the max.
I think maybe here is the one with 2 on it, because you have to be on the model, right?
A little bit further forward to hope
Yeah.
to prevent me from being able to charge.
Well, you can't charge
You can't
anyhow
charge,
because
yeah.
you're shooting at a target that's
I think
dead.
this one here has the best spread. It's 2 models and it has the best options for
Okay.
spread.
First one on target.
Yeah, so that's 2.
Second one, 1 inch, 2 inches away. So
That'll be 2 guys
I
still.
think these 2.
okay, so 4, and then the last. That's going to be way off 4 inches.
That's gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
So okay, so that's 4 hits.
4 hits.
Strength 7, so wounding on 2s, breaching 4 up. And that's what we needed to do. We got 1, 2, 3 breaches and 1 normal save, sir.
So that's 1 dead,
And 1 on 1 wound plus the save now.
and
That's
he's
saved.
fine.
Okay.
So 1 down.
All right, and then just put a wound marker on the other one. Okay, and then my jet bikes go poof as well. All right, assault. I don't believe you have any assaults because of the Alpha Legion shenanigans. Is that correct?
Indeed, you are correct, sir.
Okay, we'll be back with 5 coming down to the wire. Turn 5 for the Alpha Legion, and there was only 1 movement that actually took place, which was the javelins coming around. I didn't move Alpharius and the Linneans, or command squad, excuse me, because I knew that that would cause him to flee backwards with his jet bikes, and I'd much rather shoot at him with las cannons. I also did not elect to move the tactical squad over on that flank because I really can't get far enough away from that command squad to materially affect the charge. And by staying still and getting a Fury of the Legion, I actually have more total shots. So that's it for moving. So now let's go ahead and go into shooting. And the very first thing I'm going to start with, Matt, I'm going to shoot my las cannons into your jet bikes, and now all of them can be seen.
I will choose to
Shroud?
not shroud. Actually.
Not shroud. Okay.
Actually, I will.
Yeah, it might be a good idea because otherwise, you know, it's your choice. Honestly, there's no good choices here. So you either want to save your jet bikes or you want to save your command squad.
Well, I'll choose to shroud the jet bikes. The command squad are 2 wound models with artificer armor. Solid chance they tank.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point because the only thing they have to worry about is potentially something here. All right, let's stay with the las cannons. So 10 shots on 3s, and that's a much better roll. And then this is on 2s. And 5 are going to go through, sir. So you owe me 5 up shroud saves.
2 saved.
Okay, so 3 go down. Okay, next up is going to be the javelins into the same target. So crack missiles and multi-melta. So here's the crack missiles. 4 shots twin linked. Twin linked. So 3. And this is wounding on 2s at AP 3, but I'm assuming your sergeant's probably still there. Okay, so that's 2 AP 3 strength 8s. And then here's the multi-meltas. Rerolling. Those are both going to hit. And yeah, that's going to be 2 AP 2s. Yeah, so however you want to do this, but I think...
So I'll take the AP2s, I'll let them wipe the remaining jet bike out, 2 wound models.
Well, yeah, so the multi-meltas can only kill that.
That's a sergeant gone then.
So the crack missiles go there. So yeah, the sergeant just goes down from the
That's the
multi-melta.
unit wiped.
And then the crack, yeah, there's no different way to do it. So all goes down. Okay, next up we're going to do the Vigilator and the Recons. They're going to fire into the command squad. So once again, 5 shots from the Recons. 4 hits. And then the Vigilator. 5 hits. Okay. And then wounding on 3s. I'm looking for those 5s and 6s. No 5s and 6s, just 2 normal saves, sir.
On a regular lightning claw guy. And he's good.
Perfectly fine. And then again, as we talked about at the beginning, there's going to be 21 shots coming from the tactical squad, also into that command squad. I thought it was 17?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull that out. Oops. So there's a 17 on 3s. Not bad. That one was much better. Okay.
Even though night fighting can't last this long, it would have been very brutal if it was.
It would have. It did affect me at the beginning. Okay, there we go. 2, 4, 6, 8 saves, sir.
So I will do 8 saves. These will not be on my Praetor. These will just be on regular guys.
You have enough wounds there to roll more.
Yep, you can just roll all 8 at the same time. Doubt very highly it'll get through to the Praetor.
Oh no, we said that about Konrad. And 1 wound.
1 wound. Okay. Last but not least, I do have the command squad, and just because they don't have any other targets, let's check and see. I've got 1 guy with a Volkite that's in range, and I've got Alpharius, who is at range 18, so that could actually double you out. So let's do the Volkite from the command squad member. Nothing. And let's do Alpharius's Assault 2. Those both hit. And again, this is Strength 8, AP 3, but it's rending 4 up. Okay, so that's going to be 1 rend at Strength 8. You can take either a claw or a shield. It's your choice. If you take the shield, you'll get a save.
I will take the claw guy. The shields are power fists. I don't want to risk those just getting splattered.
Perfect.
And it's the guy with the wound as well. So.
Yep, smart. Okay, that's it. I don't have any other... Well, technically I could have done precision shots, but we'll let that go through because Primarchs always get precision on their shots and strikes. I picked the wounded guy. That's the way to do it. Okay, so that's the end of the shooting. I don't have any assaults because nothing is within charge range. We'll be back with turn 5 for the Night Lords.
So, moving into Night Lord's movement phase, a quick, simple movement phase, everything surging forward, my command squad charging right into Jason's tactical squad, hoping to at least bring a few down with them before they inevitably get sniped out by either Jason's Nemesis bolters, his las cannons, or his javelins.
Yep, and I elected to actually fall back on that because I declared that I will only have an assault phase extra reaction because I knew that you were going to be getting into a couple combats. I'm going to make it a little bit harder for you over there. That was my only movement phase reaction.
Moving further into what remains of my lines, I have decided to surge forward with my assault squad in a forlorn hope-style charge directly at Jason's command squad and Primarch. Might as well, nothing better to do with them. And finally, my Contemptor has surged forward, taking a nice scenic stroll through this lovely winter landscape.
And I don't think you're going to have much shooting, if that's correct, because you probably don't want to take yourself out of charge ranges.
That is correct. If I do fire my bolt pistols from either of my units towards either Jason's command squad or my tac squads, maybe 1 or 2 wounds, but the cost of him retreating is a lot bigger.
Why don't you go ahead and roll your charges, and then I'll declare my reactions, and we can handle all the final positioning off camera.
Starting off with the Praetor and his retinue.
You're well inside. So for that squad, I will obviously overwatch because I declared 2 assault phase reactions, and the next one, so into Alpharius' unit. No, you drop that. Pick it up. There you go. Yeah, you're well in, and we might as well overwatch there as well. So 2 overwatches. We'll go ahead and come back with the results in just a moment. So combat in the middle. So the overwatch actually from Alpharius was pretty good. He went ahead and hit with both of his shots, and he allocated them to 2 axes, killing both of them. Now we're in the combat, and he's going to strike first because he's the highest initiative. So
however, we will Hammer of Wrath first, which strikes at initiative 10.
that is correct. You have 4 Hammer of Wrath.
Let's see if they do anything.
On 4s, how many did you get?
3.
Oh, nice. Not bad. All right, so these are normal saves, 2-ups.
Oh,
one takes a wound. 1 wound from Hammer of Wrath. We'll go ahead and put that on an axe. Okay, so now Alpharius is 6 attacks. So he is weapon skill 7, so I'm hitting you on 3s. And that's 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to allocate... well, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and allocate 1 to the Apothecary, 1 to an axe, and 1 to your Librarian. So here's the Apothecary. So that's a 6, and that is AP of 1, so there's no save there. He does, however, get a Feel No Pain. Nope, Apothecary's down. Here's an Axe Dude. He is wounded once again. And there's no Feel No Pain because this is instant death. So he's just down, and actually the Apothecary wouldn't have a feel no pain either.
Are they all instant death?
They're all instant death base. Okay. And then here's the one into the Librarian. And so you do get an invuln off of the Librarian.
Are we a 5+ invuln?
That's correct.
Oh, wow.
Way over there.
Rolled it all the way over there, and it was a 3.
It was a 3. So the Librarian goes down. So Alpharius does Alpharius things, and then you go ahead and your assault squad guy.
My one very, very, very dangerous assault squad member hitting 3 attacks.
That's correct.
Majority weapon skill would be 5.
So we hit on 5s. Nope.
Nothing.
Okay. I'll go ahead and roll. So this is a pile in. This is a pile in. Let's just see with the hammers if it matters. Hitting on 3s. Yeah, as figured, it probably won't matter. Yeah, and he's down.
That's dead.
He's dead. So squad wipe there. Okay, now you get to do some damage to my tac squad over there. I think your Praetor is going to go first.
He will go first.
Yep, Hammer of Wrath first. See if you wound me. And that's 1. Okay, 1 normal save. 1 man goes down.
1 man goes down.
Thanks to Hammer of Wrath.
The first 5 attacks on my Praetor.
You pulled my bionic. That's all right. Okay, now your Praetor is 5 attacks on 3s.
That is 4.
Okay, you do not outnumber at this stage, so still weapon skill plus, or strength plus 1, so killing on 3s.
That will be 1 die.
So knock 1 more down for me, just a regular dude. Okay.
And then strike it the same initiative. We have 10 lightning claws attack.
I got to pile in first.
There's a bit of a spread here, but I think everybody should be okay because of coherency.
I just got to be within 2 inches of an engaged model.
Yeah,
so
it's 2 bases, right?
Yep.
So I think that would be okay there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
10
go ahead.
lightning claw attacks hitting on 3s.
Yep.
Ooh. Not as good as I thought it would be. However, these are also wounding on 4s with rending on a 6.
Yep, as well as shred. Okay.
So you can reroll.
Reroll the 3s and 2s. Okay.
So that's 1 rend and 2 wounds.
That doesn't matter. It's all AP3, and I'm not going to take it on the sergeant. So just knock down 3 guys.
3 more. But you get those as replies.
Yes. So it's only the first 2 that I don't get replies.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Plus 3 more.
Yeah, sorry, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. And the sergeant's extra.
Don't knock down my sergeant down because you're actually the guy with the fist.
Yeah, that's the fist.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, knock him down.
So you
I'll
said 10,
take that.
You said 10 normal attacks?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is hitting on 5s because you're higher weapon skill. 3 hits, about average. Wounding on 4s. Hey, all 3 went through.
3
Those ones
2
right there.
ups. They're all fine.
Okay. And then I still have a fist. Do you have any other fists?
I do have a fist
Okay,
too.
do your fist. Hitting on 3s. Yep.
2
And
hits.
Killing on 2s. 2 more
Twos
go
are
down.
square.
All right. And last but not least, my sergeant. 2 hits on 5s. Nothing. So I'm losing by...
2, 4, 6, 7.
But I have a Vexilla, so lose by 6, so I still need Snake Eyes.
I do also have fear as well on my.
And then I need
Praetor.
Snake Eyes no matter what.
Yeah.
Insane Bravery? No.
No. And now...
Initiative roll-off.
That's a 3. That's a 2.
Ooh.
You do get away.
No, because you
Jump
actually... you're higher initiative with the Praetor.
Oh, yes.
But if I'm not mistaken, you have to exceed, not tie.
No,
Jump
it's tie in this, I think.
Okay.
But-
Well, regardless, I mean, I think this is more than likely going to be the last shot, so I think you're going to probably catch them regardless. Okay. That's it. That's the end of turn 5. I think we're probably going to call it there because otherwise it's just going to be my army teeing off on the remainder of your command squad. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And we will come back in just a moment with the post-game wrap-up. Wow. Well, that did not go the way that I expected it to.
No, it really didn't. I did not expect Curze to get tabled, nor did I expect that Alpha Strike to come in. I thought it'd be a bit sharper.
I thought it would too. So for those of you that have stayed through the whole thing, and you obviously watched turn 1, the Alpha Strike of the Alpha Legion is kind of their bread and butter, and it did not go very well with the Headhunters. I mean, yes, we killed a Contemptor, and yes, we killed a few Assault Marines, but I thought after turn 1 that I was just dead because that was so much of my firepower that was not doing anything, and then you still had Curze on the table. But yeah, things swung around a lot in that game.
They really did. After your first, a bit of scuffed shooting, I would say so, the preferred enemy did save you quite a lot of rolls.
Yep.
I thought that, all right, I've got a chance. I'm a melee army. He's used up a lot of his combi melters. A lot of his shooting was used up. But no, Curze charged into combat. While he did stand up to Alpharius' swings, could not at all, for whatever reason, stand the wrath of 3 to 4 funny little green Terminators with thunder hammers.
This is correct. So yeah, the command squad really saved Alpharius. I mean, he just whiffed on absolutely everything in that combat. But then you ended up whiffing on all of your invulns. I think 5 out of 5 misses. Is that correct?
Yes, I think I need a new Konrad model. It appears his shield isn't really working.
I agree. Yeah, there was a lot of bad moments in there, but hey, there were some good moments, some funny moments. Your librarian killed a Contemptor. That's always nice.
It did, yes, with the most potent Contemptor killing weapon now, apparently. The 4-staff with Strength User, AP3, Reach, somehow taking out a Contemptor. Hey, I'll take it.
I absolutely would take it, yes. So yeah, I mean, I didn't know that it was going to go that way. It was very interesting to me being able to play Primarchs again, which was really, really nice. And the final score, which we haven't mentioned yet, so it was 21 for the Alpha Legion, it was 12 for the Night Lords.
A nice mirror image of one another, you know?
It
All
was.
part of Alpharius' design.
It's all part of the design, it's all part of the plan. So, who was your man of the match?
Oh, I would still have to go back to my librarian. It's the first time he's ever killed a model in a game, and for it to be a Contemptor, plinking off that final wound, and out of sheer luck, that Contemptor barely harming any of my models, I would say he has to take the MVP. Now, Konrad coming in close with his amazing invuln saves, but gotta give it to the Librarian.
I would agree with that. I think that's a good call, but maybe just watch out. I think you might have missed a couple opportunities on Psychic Powers.
Oh, yes, definitely. I think I was focusing too much on the aggressive gameplay, getting my models into fighting rather than how do I amplify that, you know? Maybe moving forward, I should consider a bit more support, like recons, vigilators. However, not the best use for the Librarian, but hey, the 4-staff played out. I wouldn't have got that if I didn't run a Librarian.
Yes, and I think for me this was also a very fun match because as you saw, even though we didn't plan a Centurion style game, neither one of the armies actually brought any vehicles with the exception of the Javelins, which aren't really vehicles anymore, and the bikes. Limited numbers of walkers, no Leviathans, so it just goes to show you that even at 3K with Primarchs, you can actually still have some pretty fun battles that have none of the above.
Oh, yes.
And I think for me, my man of the match, it can't be the las cannons or recons, because honestly they didn't really do much until like turn 3, 4. It can't be the headhunters, because they came out and they didn't do what they needed to do, which was kill more stuff.
They did what I needed them to do, which was die.
100% a fact. The tacticals didn't really do much other than being annoying, so I got to think that it's the command squad, because the command squad are the ones that saved Alpharius and his reputation and saved him from ridicule, swung those hammers, they killed your guys and did what they needed to do and saved the day.
They laid down a Primarch, a demigod almost, a son of the Emperor from a measly little jumped up superhuman in a big suit of power armor.
This is true. I think they're all getting promoted to Praetor of the various factions or divisions within the Alpha Legion. We'll see what happens.
Divisions within factions within divisions.
Lies within lies. So, for those of you that have stayed long enough, thank you very much for watching. Keep the comments, the interaction, the feedback going. Now, I know that we probably made some mistakes in there. We intentionally actually brought you the longer version based on your feedback. Many people want to see more of the action.
Oh yes, and I'm sure we would love them to see our beautiful dice rolling too.
Exactly. But the flip side of that is you get to see when we make mistakes and we have to go back and we have to correct and we have to do a lot of things that normally is caught up in editing. But thank you very much for the support. As always, we appreciate it. Keep the comments, the feedback, and the likes, the subscribes, and all of that jazz.
Especially comments on where to buy new dice. I think after those rolls, I might need to trade in my Forge World dice for better ones.
Possibly, or a new Curze.
Both.
So thank you very much. As always, we will catch you on the next one.